Okay, everybody, I told you I'd make a video kind of explaining over the last maybe year and a half of what has kept Robin and I so busy and still keeps us busy. It's not like a sympathy call or anything like that. It's just trying to explain to you guys how busy we've actually been and what all the things that we've had to do or thought we've had to do. I'm going to start out by I'll show you a picture. As many of you know, we had a 35-foot motorhome. Some time ago, almost 2 years ago, we decided to, or maybe even more than that, we decided to sell that motorhome. And which we did. And we didn't think we were going to be going camping anymore or anything like that. Well, then the grandkids, you know how they kind of bug you and stuff like that, and they kind of want to go and stuff. Anyways, we thought, well, maybe we should and get something. So since we had the Honda Odyssey, we started looking around for a lightweight camp trailer. We found one. Maybe some of you have seen the video of it. I'm going to put a still picture of it in here. But anyway, we bought it, and we got it down here after a couple of months. We didn't even go to Albuquerque and get it for a couple of months. We brought it down here. It was only down here for a short period of time, and Robin's dad had a stroke and in Albuquerque. And so we started, we hooked onto the trailer, took it to Albuquerque, parked it at their home, and we were staying in it. But after a couple of weekends, we realized that it wasn't nearly big enough to stay in on a weekly basis. It was just too much work to put had a Murphy bed, to put the Murphy bed down and all this stuff. And we'd already thought about maybe doing, the trailer was already too small. And the towing it with the Honda presented a problem. The Honda towed the trailer well and everything. The limitation there, which I didn't give any thought to whatsoever, was it only has about a 20-gallon gas tank, and it dropped the mileage down to 10 miles to the gallon. So if you compute that out, you can figure out that you can only go a couple hundred miles at the best. So at 150 miles, I'd have to start looking for a gas station. It got to be a real pain in the neck to just moving the trailer. While, like I say, while the Honda towed it well and the trailer was efficient and that kind of stuff, that was a problem. But anyway, to get on. So when her father had the stroke and we were going up there every weekend and he was starting to make some decisions and recovering and working and everything, we decided that we needed more space, so we bought another motorhome, and I will post a little video of the outside of that motorhome. This is the motorhome we bought to replace the camp trailer. And we bought this tow dolly while it was parked in Albuquerque, and when we drove up to bring the motorhome home, we drove up in the Honda and we towed the Honda back on the dolly. And it turns out that I don't care for using the dolly. You have to lay on the ground to hook up safety chains and everything. Plus your hands get all black from putting the straps over the tires. So we didn't like that situation. So I'll show you what we did. It's a Class C instead of a Class A. It's only 31 feet instead of 35 feet. It's got a V10 instead of the 460 V8. It gets a little better gas mileage and much easier to drive than the other motorhome. We're really happy with it. However, we bought that motorhome in Hatch used, and we drove it up to Albuquerque, and it sat in Albuquerque. Over the summer, over the last summer, we found that trying to keep a motorhome up there, going up every other week, was kind of a pain in the neck. Not because of space. We love this. We love the space of it and everything, but they have a lot of rodents up there, and the rodents were just eating the engine and all the wiring underneath the motorhome and everything to pieces. So we started having to, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but we started to have to eliminate the rodent problem using poison and other things underneath the hood. I found a thing that works really well under there was to spray the whole engine compartment down with Armor All, thick Armor All. They didn't like walking on it. It wasn't that they slipped on it, they just didn't like walking on it because it gets kind of goopy. But nevertheless, we had a rodent problem. So we battled the rodent problem through last summer, and when winter got there, we were able to leave it there, and we did not have the rodent problem because they all go into hibernation. But we had already decided that we were going to see how it went through the summer, make a decision, through the winter, and make a decision in the summer as to what we were going to do. November 12th, Robin's dad passed away. He later on, after he had the stroke, found out he had some other issues. But anyway, we won't go there. But he passed away. And when he passed away, her mom wants to stay in the home up there, and I don't blame her at all. However, she's got macular degeneration problems and can't drive. So now we go up there. We started going up there, every week for a while, and then every other week for a while. And then we decided when summer was approaching, that we weren't going to battle the rodents anymore, that we would bring the motorhome back to Las Cruces, and we would just stay in a motel. So we had made that decision on the way up to pick up the motorhome with the Honda, driving the Honda, and then we were going to tow it back, as I am going to show you. We decided on the way up, Robin said, well, maybe we should have a camp trailer, because they can't eat the engine and everything on the camp trailer, and the new camp trailers are all sealed around the bottom. They can't get inside the camp trailer, so that's not an issue. So we made the decision to, on the way up there, to buy another camp trailer. So the following weekend, I looked on Craigslist, and there was 789 RVs for sale in Albuquerque. One trailer that had what we wanted, a walk-around bed and a separate shower in a lightweight that I could pull up there from somewhere in Albuquerque to her mom's house in the mountains with the Honda. So we made the deal on the trailer, and so now we have a motorhome, we have a dolly, we have 2 extra vehicles, and we sold a camp trailer, and now we have a camp trailer. But the logic behind that was that once we get done with the camp trailer at some point in time, if she decides to move into assisted living or she can't live out there anymore, we could certainly turn around and sell the camp trailer and make some money back instead of having to spend the money on motels. Plus, we take our dog with us. We can't hardly go anywhere without her. So that would have been an extra charge on motels. Anyway, I hope I don't sound like a broken record here, but that's where we stand now. And right now we're trying to sell the dolly, sell the Isuzu van. Okay, you all remember the Pfeiffer Hobbymobile? We've had it for quite some time. The idea was we thought about getting a tow bar for the Isuzu. And as I said, when we towed the Honda back, we didn't like using the dolly, but the idea was to put the Isuzu on the dolly and tow the dolly behind the motorhome. Well, we don't use the Isuzu very much. All I do is take it out to the fairgrounds and out going train watching. So this is what we have just done. We will tow, when we need to, the Suzuki that we just bought, which I'll show you pictures of it. Okay, when I found out I didn't like the dolly, I started looking around on Craigslist, and I found this 1994 Suzuki Sidekick. It's got a lot of miles on it. It's got 179,000 miles on it, but the Isuzu's got 204,000 miles on it, and it already had a tow bar on it, and I know we can tow it flat, plus it only weighs 2,800 pounds. So we bought the Suzuki. We went up to Silver City and bought the Suzuki, and I'm hoping to get enough for the tow dolly and the Isuzu to pay for the Suzuki. If that doesn't work, it's okay. But it wasn't very much money. I won't tell you how much, but it wasn't very much money. The Suzuki we've had, this will be our fifth Suzuki, so we're pretty familiar with the vehicles. So anyway, that's the full circle that we've gone through in the whole RV situation. And hopefully get vehicles and everything swapped back around. And ultimately, what happens here is we more or less are back to where we were at square one as far as RVs. But it's all worked out, or I think it's all going to work out in the end. We don't have to battle the rodent problems here with the motorhome. It's safe here. We park it obviously next to the house. Now we have a vehicle to tow easily. The camp trailer will likely never move from up there where it is until such a time that we sell it. So anyway, we're still going up there every other week to help Robin's mom, and that's just the way it's going to be for a while. We have to play catch up we leave on Thursday. We're going to start leaving on Thursday mornings and coming home on Friday afternoons. We were going on Wednesday nights and coming back on Friday afternoons, but we have to play catch up on the weekends, and I know that maybe some of you guys or some of you folks may have been a little bit inconvenienced by it, but it works for us, and it works for her mom, and we're doing what we feel like we need to do, and some of you, I'm sure, know how that is. So anyways, it's not that I want you to enjoy this video, it's just an explanatory video, and so that you guys have a vision of what's been keeping Robin and I busy. Aside from that, it's just been working on the layout, doing videos, responding to emails, working on customer locomotives, packing and shipping, and all the usual stuff. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the explanation, and accept our apologies if we've been a little bit behind at points in time. Okay, that's it in a nutshell, and just some pictures of the cycle that we've been through. It's not been an inconvenience for us, but it's been an inconvenience for I'm sure some of our customers at times. But we've tried to keep in as much touch as we can. We call forward the calls from the house to Albuquerque, and I know that some of you have gotten us there, and we're kind of limited as to what we can do from there. But anyways, without going on and on and on and making this any longer than it needs to be, we really appreciate all of you sticking by us. We really appreciate everyone's understanding and the condolences for Robin's father when he passed away, and everything that you guys do for us. We appreciate you, and as always, thanks for watching.